over the age of 25 that still think that clubbing is a good idea, is everything all good? Is everything okay back home?
At 25, the internet will call you old. Brands will start selling you anti-aging products, and suddenly it feels like your expiration date has arrived before your life even started. So why do so many of us feel ancient in our 20s? Statistically, we're barely starting our adulthood during this time, so why are we convinced that it's over? Is it because all we see in the media are young faces succeeding, being rich, and having everything figured out before they're even 30? Is the world making us believe that all of our worth is solely dependent on how old we are? Are we too old to start over? No, we're not. Hello everyone, my name is Brittany and welcome to How Does It End, a channel where we tackle things from pop culture, internet culture, and everything in between. In today's video, we'll be diving into the toxic mindset that after a certain age, you're no longer seen as valuable, worthy, or capable, why this is hurtful, and most importantly, why it is not true. So sit back and relax and put your UV rays face mask on to zap them wrinkles away, and let's dive right in. Part 1. The Illusion of Early Success. Success can mean different things to different people. For some, it's getting married, starting a family, buying a home. For others, it's having a high-paying job, their own apartment, maybe even a flashy car. But somewhere along the way, it feels like that definition was already chosen for us. Because now, success doesn't just mean achieving something, it means achieving it early, preferably as early as possible. But what happens if you don't? Well, you start to feel like you're behind everyone else. We scroll through social media and see 20-year-olds who are already millionaires, influencers, artists, entrepreneurs, and suddenly just being normal feels like failure. But what we don't see is how rare those cases actually are. We don't see the thousands, millions of people who are still figuring things out in their 20s, 30s, even 40s, because that doesn't go viral. Instead, we're constantly fed the idea that if you don't make it young, you probably won't make it at all. And that's where the pressure starts. That quiet voice in your head that says, shouldn't I be further ahead by now? Did I miss my chance? But think about it. Why does success have an age limit? Who decided that? The truth is, society did. And it's something we've all absorbed and accepted over time. We're fed this idea from the media, from culture, from constantly being shown the same story of young equals successful, and older equals too late. And the longer you believe that, the heavier it starts to feel, because life doesn't actually get easier as you get older. You have responsibilities. You got bills, work, school, stress. And suddenly, chasing your dreams doesn't just feel hard, it feels unrealistic. And then comes the phrase that kills more dreams than failure ever could. You're too old for that. But here's the thing. That only becomes true if you believe it is. This is the illusion of early success. It is the feeling that you have to succeed before a certain age, or else you'll be stuck right where you are forever, and never achieve anything in life. Part 2. Youth is treated like the peak of value. In a society where looks and money matter more than anything else, we are constantly fed ideas that, whether we like it or not, shape how we see the world. One of those ideas is youth. We're taught that your prime time is your youth, and that if you want to do something, you have to start as early as possible, before it's too late. And that idea doesn't come from nowhere, because in a world where your worth is measured by what you can produce, how you look, and how much you can give, there's one stage of life that seems to have it all. Your youth. When you're young, you're not just seen for who you are, you're seen as potential, as something that can still grow, still improve, still become more. You're at your best, at least according to the standards we've been taught to believe. And if aging is associated with losing those things, then youth automatically becomes the peak of value. But here's the problem. Aging is natural. Wrinkles, tired bodies, slower movement, those things come from life itself. What isn't natural is the meaning we attach to them. Society has taught us that these changes are failures, that a wrinkle is something to fix, that aching muscles mean weakness, that looking older somehow makes you less. And when you grow up surrounded by those messages, you start to internalize them. You start to believe that your value has an expiration date. It sounds dramatic, but it reflects something very real, that the younger you are, the more valuable you are, and that after a certain age, you start to be discarded. But what happens when you're still young and yet you're already treated like you've lost your value? That's where things start to break. Part 3. How the media reinforces these expectations. TikTok is full of people in their early 20s or even teens doing crazy 10-step skincare routines to prevent aging. And celebrities, they go through intense cosmetic procedures, all in an effort to look younger, even if they end up looking creepy and botched.
Do you think that doing like NAD multiple days in a row is fine? It wouldn't be harmful, but at a certain point you kind of saturate your receptors.
I'm gonna NAD for the rest of my life and I'm never gonna age.
The message behind all of this is subtle, but constant. The younger you look, the more valuable you are. Or, putting it in simpler terms, the younger the better. And yes, it's problematic. So, let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a natural aging face in a skincare ad? Aging is only acceptable when it's being fixed. Wrinkles are only shown so they can be erased, and older women are only celebrated if they don't look older. Images are edited, lighting is manipulated, procedures are hidden. No matter how good they look online, they don't actually look like that, and yet we compare ourselves to it anyway. And the industries behind this? They're worth billions. The anti-aging, skincare, and cosmetic surgery industries thrive on one thing: convincing you that aging is a problem that needs to be solved. Our bodies are designed to do what they need to do, and there's nothing in the world that you can do to change that. Why not, instead of trying to block aging, why not try to make it the standard to age gracefully? Why don't we talk about habits for staying radiant longer, maintaining it? The truth is, industries that rely on image and media tend to favor youth for a few reasons. 1. Younger people are easier to shape and control. 2. They can be marketed for longer periods of time. And 3. They reinforce the idea that youth is the standard. And when you constantly see that standard, you start to believe it applies to you too. And the messaging doesn't stop there. We're constantly being told stuff like, buy this if you're too hairy. Nobody likes body hair, ew. Wear this to hide your acne. Clear skin is the norm. This dress gives you a natural BBL. No more flat butt. It's all designed to do one thing: make you feel like you're not enough, and then sell you the solution. The media has brainwashed us all to believe this, to lose discipline, and to lose ourselves. So no, you're not too old. Not for your dreams, not for starting over, not for becoming who you want to be. It just feels that way because the media has been telling you that story for years. Part 4. The reality. Mid-20s are actually the beginning. The reality for most of us is that we're just starting out, and that's how it should be. It's the point in our life where we have much more freedom and we can make a difference and take things into our own hands. The honest takeaway is that starting in your 20s is not late. It's actually when most people figure out what they want in life, when they have enough discipline to improve fast, and when they can obtain the resources they need to achieve their goals. If anything, starting at 25 with focus beats starting at 15 with no direction. And even if you don't have direction, find it. And if you lose it, start again. It is not too late for you. Yes, you're no longer a teenager and you're getting older, but the wrinkles under your eyes are normal. Your smile lines are a sign of how much you smile, and your body is at its prime at this age. And if it isn't, well, then get to it. Go outside, take a walk, or a run, or hit the gym. Find something to do. Keep yourself busy and pick up your passions and dreams, because it is not too late for you unless you let it be too late. No one can decide for us anymore, and you're free to do as you please. So exercise that free will. Stop regretting and start living. This is me. I'm 25 years old, turning 26 in August, and for a long time I felt like I was running out of time before I had even really started. I work, I go to the gym, I try to stay active, stay consistent. I sew, I draw, I spend time creating. And right now, I'm building this YouTube channel, something I've wanted to do for a long time, but didn't start earlier because I thought I had to have everything figured out first. I don't, and that's the point. My life doesn't look like the version of success I thought I needed by this age.
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay.
It's not perfect, it's not flashy, but it's mine. And for the first time, I'm actually allowing myself to grow into it instead of rushing to prove something. Because the truth is, this isn't late, this is the beginning. Your 20s aren't your deadline, they're your starting point. This is the time where you start to understand yourself, make mistakes, and start over, again and again if you have to. And yeah, it's uncomfortable, it's uncertain, sometimes it feels like everyone else is ahead, but they're not living your life. You are. So no, you're not too old. You're just finally at the age where your life is actually yours. So start. Start messy, start scared, start without a plan if you have to. Just don't convince yourself that it's too late when it's really just the beginning. So how does it end? It doesn't. You're still in the middle of it. So stop waiting for the right time and start living. Thank you so much for watching. This is barely my second long-form video, and I hope to be posting much more soon. I promise to sharpen up my editing skills and my recording skills. I'm also working on getting a camera soon, so stay tuned for that. And just thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see each other in the next video. See ya!